Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth and this is my introductory video for my new YouTube channel. I'm going to start uploading videos and they may be overnight camping, bushcraft as that's called. It could be me doing skydiving, rappelling, bungee jumping, anything that helps me to find a reason to live each and every day, and hopefully through my adventures and videos other people with, for instance, I have a grade 2 cytoma in my head, a brain tumor in the parietal lobe of my brain that has continued to grow and be halted through chemotherapy, radiation since 2010. In 2010, March 21st, 2010, I went into a series of grand mal seizures. Um, woke up about 3.5 weeks later from a coma. I was chemically induced because the seizures evidently were so bad, and I had a near-death experience. And I've written a book about that. I'm still working on it, trying to get it published. It's a little bit more difficult than I thought, but through that time period, the tumor every 2 years or so it comes back, and I've had to go through radiation, more chemotherapy. In September of this year, of 2018, I went through another high intensity radiation, highly focused this time. Back in 2014-15, I went through radiation therapy that I lost all of my hair, had the Telly Savalas look, and then on top of that I had to go through chemotherapy as well. So this past time was not as bad. It only took 2 weeks of high intensity radiation. I I did lose my hair, but only in the spot where the radiation was actually applied. So that wasn't as bad, but my brain seems more scrambled than ever before. My thought processes are slower. Speech sometimes is a problem. And the initial surgery back in 2010 left me with very little feeling or tactile sensation on the left side of my body. But at that time, I was only given a 50% chance of ever getting out of a wheelchair, and that just wasn't going to be. Living in my life, having to use a wheelchair was not going to be my idea of a good time, and so I pushed myself as hard as I could and got out of the wheelchair through doing qigong exercises, which is the standing, static postures found in Tai Chi Chuan. I also had to relearn how to walk, in many ways, how to talk again. And each time that I go through radiation or chemotherapy, it gets a little bit harder. My memory, my short-term memory and long-term memory are just, they're terrible right now. But I continue to, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. And that's why I decided to start this channel. About a year ago, I started watching YouTube videos, and I started watching The Northern Woodsman with a gentleman named Martin, and that was basically him doing videos of him around his cabin. And then later on, maybe a couple of months later, I happened upon Joe Robinette and started watching his videos, and from there to his friends Doug Outside there, and to Sean James's My Self-Reliance channel, Scrambled O, and from there it just kept on going to Survival Lily, the Outdoor Gear Review, who actually, Luke at the Outdoor Gear Review, if you ever see this video, you don't live that far from me, and I live only a quarter of a mile from the Creeper Trail, which I've seen your videos where you're hiking from Damascus to Abingdon, and that would be great if one day you and I could do a hike from, let's say, Alvarado, which is halfway in between Damascus and Abingdon. But anyway, I'm starting this channel. I'm going to start uploading videos. My first video that I filmed was for the Show Me Your Steak Challenge, and that was started by Hazy Outdoors, an Irishman. Love watching his videos, and also his friend Mike at TA Outdoors. So I'm not trying to copy anyone, and maybe sometimes copying is the sincerest form of flattery. If I do happen to do something that's mimicking or imitating someone else, I apologize. It's not my intention to continue to beat a dead horse or do something that other people have done. But because my memory is so bad, sometimes I went through survival courses back in the 80s and even was able to be an assistant on some of the survival trips teaching National Guard and reserve air units, wilderness survival techniques. So but I forgot a lot of those over the years. And then back in the 90s, or not the 90s, but in the early noughts, from 2001 up until this tumor happened, I was always high speed, low drag, playing disc golf all the time, mountain biking, kayaking, canoeing. And then after this happened to me back in 2010, I stopped going out and camping and doing as much as I used to. I still do a lot of hiking and camping, but I started losing the interest. Um, and that was just, because of being depressed. Sometimes when I can't put my shoes on, I get aggravated because I can't feel my foot going into the shoe. I can't. It's hard for me to tie things. It's hard. I forgot all the knots that I used to know. I forgot all these little things I'm having to relearn again. So this is going to be a learning experience, a series of videos as I'm learning or relearning some things, learning new things, and then relearning. I'm going to be bringing the camera along with me, and just like right now, doing these YouTube videos is going to be a learning experience as well. I know the first couple of videos are going to be terrible, probably really suck. And I filmed the My Steak Challenge back on November the 1st, and because of just fear, not really fear, but the lack of self-confidence, the insidious part of having this kind of a surgery where it's left me less than what I used to be. It took away all of my self-confidence. I'm not sure of myself anymore. I used to be the kind of guy that would say, I walk tall and fear no man. Well, not anymore. It humbled me a lot. I was already pretty humble before, but I had gotten a little arrogant, like some people, like you do sometimes, and that's just part of life. And sometimes you have to relearn lessons over and over and over and over. But anyway, back to the original point. This is going to be, like I said, this is my introductory video. I will be try to post a video once a week, maybe twice a week. A lot of these videos are going to start out here at my family's farm here in Virginia. Because I just went off Keppra, which is an anti-seizure medication. I don't want to go too far out. I don't want to be 2 or 3 miles out or further into the backwoods, backcountry, and have something bad happen, a seizure or something like that. So up until I feel ready, confident enough in myself again before I do a long distance, overnighter or 2 or 3 day overnighter, I'm going to be staying close to home, doing, redoing shelters that I used to know how to do, lean-tos, cocoon shelters, solar stills, going over some old skills that I used to know, and then again, like I'm going to have to relearn again. But I ask that everyone bear with me as this learning curve happens, and as I slowly get more skills in editing and better equipment. So that's it. Until next time, I'm going to be putting out, the next video will be the actual Show Me Your Steak Challenge done in the early part of November 2018 with my friend Bill Mitchell. He has MS, and he went out with me. We did an overnighter. It was crazy. It was a little, I overpacked and things like that, but we'll go from there on the next video. Until then, thank you for watching, and later on, if you like these videos, you can subscribe, maybe comment to me. Eventually, I would like to get to the point where I'm actually meeting sometimes subscribers who have, cancer, just regular brain tumors, whether they are malignant or benign, going out and just enjoying life and going from there. And so, and it's not going to be all bushcraft, like I said at the beginning. It's going to be skydiving. It's going to be, I might have a video where I'm out camping overnight and I'm doing, the slow Qigong exercises, the posture of expansion and contraction, things like that, and just learning, teaching or doing a, Qigong Tai Chi Chuan, the forms, the Yang style, and maybe even the Chin style. But anyway, until next time, thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll talk to you more about my medical issues and overcoming them. And one of my biggest goals for 2019 is to get rid of the limp completely. If I focus really hard and I don't have any distractions, I can almost walk without a limp, even though I can't feel. Like I said, I only have about 30% tactile sensation in my left side. But if I focus really hard, it's almost imperceptible. So I'm going to continue to hike all the time, walking, and the goal is to walk without a limp by this time next year. So until then, until the next video, thanks, and I'll try to do my best that I can, and help other people, help myself each day, because doing these videos and doing the campouts, like I said at the beginning, it helps me. It helps take my mind off of these health issues that I have, and I know that maybe in the future I could help somebody else. The one thing about this experience is that I'm not worried about money, gaining wealth anymore. Originally, when I went to college, I wanted to be an attorney, and I wanted to fight for the underdog, etc. But it brings you down several notches, and you realize what's truly important in life. It's not material objects, because a new phone or a new car, that's going to be replaced next year's model. Sometimes not even that, with iPhones and things, and other things. It's replaced in 6 months. So the most important thing is the human contact. So thank you very much. Ciao.